I called former President Trump. And I didn't ask him any questions. I didn't go after him about his role. I just wanted to know how his family's taking this. Because I grew up like that. I grew up worried about who was going to try to hurt my father. I am ashamed of how we are responding and not responding to the threats on him. And I feel for his family. I don't know how he stays in the race. I don't know how he got up after being shot in the head. And you people who try to mitigate that, you need to check yourself. He gets up, pumping his fist, stays in the race, barely even talks about it. If I had been through what that guy's been through in the last 2 months, you would not know where I am. You would never see me on TV again. Oh, you're supporting Trump. I'm supporting us. The idea that I am a Trump supporter is laughable to the man on your screen right now. That is not what this is. I wanted to just say, listen, I'm really sorry that this is going on and it's being dealt with this way. Not because I'm in favor of his politics or what he says. I criticize him all the time. That's my job, and he deserves it. But he doesn't deserve this. People giving crap to Melania Trump, worrying about whether or not there was a plot around his husband. How could she not? I don't think she's right, but I totally get why she feels that way, and people mock her. And then her husband has a guy pointed with an AK-47. Where are those people apologizing? That's what it's time for. Either you care when anyone is hurt, or you'll never really care about anyone being hurt. Oh, but the guy didn't even shoot. What if it was your father? Or what if it was Kamala Harris or President Biden? God forbid. You think that it would be almost a shoulder shrug and more of talk about the Secret Service and allocation of funds than just how crazy it is that this is what's happening in our country? We need our leaders to step up and start being rewarded for stepping up and doing the right thing. Both of those things matter. It is just as troubling to me to hear about fake stories of eating cats and dogs as it is to hear fake concern by our sitting president and almost nothing from the Democrat who wants to lead us about what happened with Trump. We don't condone violence. Who says that? What does that even mean? You don't dismiss trivial pursuits of violence? Okay, who would? We need a lot more than that right now.
Chris Cuomo is sitting in my living room. He was one of the very first people to call me completely out of the blue, no idea how he got my number, after I left my job last spring. And that began a series of conversations, very long conversations, in which I discovered that Chris Cuomo is a really interesting person. And though we disagree on some things, we don't disagree on everything at all. Chris, thank you for coming.
Boy, do they hate it when we talk to each other. Who? The establishment. The idea that you can censor your way into some kind of selection of arguments that you like or don't like is over. And simply demonizing what you disagree with is not making it better. It's only making it worse. By having a conversation, at a minimum, you will get back to a set of common concerns because we know what they are. We know what you talk about at home. Insurance rates, fentanyl, border security, college costs, alternatives to college like the trades, corporate control of our government, term limits, right? Who disagrees? So why isn't it happening? Because we're too busy blaming each other for the problems as motivated by the establishment because they like it that way. It's easier for them. The problems work better. A big theme here at the DNC is that they're going to go after corporate gouging. And they're going to go after corporations, whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes. The RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites, the two sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to here, okay? Greg, look at the ring of sweets, okay? This is not unique to Democrats. There is a game of money. When people talk about uniparty, We are strangled by the money reality in our politics. Those suites start at 500 grand. You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are lobbies and good things. The media boxes, you think they're free? You pay to play. Those boxes are filled with the same people that they say they're going to regulate. They are literally looking down on the faithful and being told, yeah, we're going to break down on them. We're going to make them pay their share. They paid $500, $700, $1 million, $1.5 million to have those seats. I am taking a, what do they call it? Like a regular dose, whatever. They're trying to build up of ivermectin. Ivermectin was a boogeyman early on in COVID.
You couldn't talk about it.
That was wrong. We were given bad information about ivermectin. It's cheap, it's not owned by anybody, and it's used as an antimicrobial, antiviral in all of these different ways and has been for a long time.
For malaria for over almost 20 years.
Yeah.